This was more than simply a change in her way of life, it was a decision that saved her life and allowed her to get well fast and stay well. But also a symbol of France's enduring social and cultural vigor. Marianne, France's national emblem, chose her to represent the strength and grace of French women from 1985 to 1989. This was a once-in-a-lifetime accolade that recognized her enduring beauty. Her portrayal of Marianne solidified her place in popular culture and made her an iconic figure. Many distinguished accolades have been bestowed onto Catherine's career. For her roles in Le Dernier Métro, 1980, and Indochine, 1992, she was twice honored with the César Award, the highest accolade in French cinema. She became one of the rare French actresses to gain renown in Hollywood thanks to the latter, which garnered her a César and a Best Actress nomination at the Academy Awards. The Lincoln Center presented her with the Chaplin Award, a prestigious distinction bestowed upon film greats, in her honor. Not only that, she has been feted as a living cultural icon and won accolades at prestigious film festivals like Berlin, Venice, and Cannes. Premiere magazine named her performance in Belle du Jour as the 59th best of all time. There is no better testament to her unparalleled emotional depth and her ability to influence audiences than this. Her legacy will endure for generations to come. Besides being a movie star, Catherine is also a style icon and brand ambassador. She was the face of Chanel No. 5 and Louis Vuitton, elevating both labels with her distinctly French charm and grace while serving as their ambassador. Her presence in the Tambour Horizon ad campaign for Louis Vuitton, in which she personified the ideal combination of timeless elegance and cutting-edge fashion, was a memorable moment. Philanthropy and social action were two other areas where Catherine left her imprint. She was an outspoken supporter of equal rights for women and the protection of film history throughout her time as a UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador. In 2003, she fearlessly stepped down from her position in protest of Angola's nomination of the contentious tycoon Pierre Falcone, showcasing her steadfast dedication to ethical principles. She has had an impressive career lasting over 60 years, and in 2000 she was given a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Palm Springs International Film Festival. Catherine, who has been in over 100 films, has molded the stereotype of an actress who is not just gifted, but also extremely influential in many fields. Nominations and accolades cannot diminish Catherine Deneuve's lasting impact. She is a living embodiment of resilience, creativity, perseverance, and the universality of the human spirit. A symbol of the enduring strength of the human soul and the ability of art to move people of all ages, she is more than just a movie star. These days, Catherine Deneuve prefers to take things easy and relax. A former owner of the Primard estate, a mysterious architectural jewel set in tranquil natural beauty in the French countryside, she now spends a lot of time there. The chateau, which she bought in 1960 at the tender age of 21, served as both a home away from home and a repository for treasured family memories. She shocked everyone in 2014 when she sold the house for $5.4 million. Her $30 million net worth is mostly due to her outstanding business endeavors and legendary acting career. Catherine has spent many hours in recent years reading, gardening, and losing herself in the peaceful allure of rural France. She still loves movies, but now she chooses her roles and stories with more thought. A notable role she had recently was in 2019's The Truth, in which she played an iconic actress dealing with her own demons. Many have seen Catherine in the performance, seeing a powerful, mysterious, and fearless woman who was not afraid to confront life's obstacles. Catherine has not only left an indelible mark on film, but also on the worlds of fashion and art. She has been Yves Saint Laurent's muse for quite some time, and her continued appearances at important fashion events only serve to confirm her iconic position and eternal beauty. In addition to being a representation of French cinema, Catherine Deneuve is now a prime example of perseverance and creativity. She has shown via her modest but meaningful way of life that the most important things are not what one owns, but rather the way one lives their life and the invaluable legacy they leave behind. An icon of French cinema, Catherine Deneuve is much more than that. Fortitude, perseverance, and the will to triumph despite hardship are qualities that she personifies. Her life has been a roller coaster of emotions, from the bright lights of Hollywood to the heartbreak of her own family. Joy, sadness, and healing. She has thrived for over 60 years in a dynamic field thanks to her indisputable brilliance, unfaltering devotion to the arts, and uncompromising independence. Difficulties in Catherine Deneuve's life have not deterred her, but rather given her the opportunity to reinvent herself and become the iconic figure that she is today. Even without her iconic roles or partnerships with legendary designers, her impact will be felt for years to come. Her unwavering dedication to her work and her strength are evident in it. While reflecting on her journey, it is important to consider not only her accomplishments but also the impact she has had on future generations. Instead of just telling her narrative, Deneuve does more. She makes it possible for us to recognize aspects of ourselves in it, including the desire to break free, live life to the fullest, and embrace our passions. Among Catherine Deneuve's remarkable life events, what do you find most noteworthy? Let us know what you think in the comments section and stay tuned for more motivational tales. To ensure that you do not miss any of our upcoming videos, please subscribe and like this one. Until next time, I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Even after they broke up, Marcelo admitted that Catherine was the one lady he would never forget. There are many interesting stories from Catherine's personal life as well. For example, the purported romance she supposedly had with Alain Delon in 1972's Policeman was actually just a PR gimmick. Delon was a horrible kisser, and Catherine later admitted openly that their affair lasted less than a month. Despite the public's incessant speculation about a possible love engagement, she and actor Gerard Depardieu had a long-term friendship. And further factor contributing to Catherine's appeal were rumors of her relationships with François Truffaut, Burt Reynolds, and Clint Eastwood. Reynolds used to say that she was the most cultured and enigmatic woman he had ever encountered. However, cultural differences and scheduling conflicts led to the brief end of their romance. Even in 2000, rumors circulated that Catherine was seeing a young technician, but she kept her usual low profile and let the world guess. Catherine maintained her lifestyle of seclusion and autonomy despite her extensive romantic engagements. Having shared a home with Canal Plus TV founder Pierre Lecour, between the years 1984 and 1991, she steadfastly maintained her idea that her life should not be defined by marriage or love. When Catherine felt love, she was liberated from the constraints of society's expectations. Her irresistible charisma and timeless mystique were fueled by her fearless and determined decisions. There have been societal scandals associated with Catherine's name as well. As a brave and controversial act for women's autonomy, she signed the Manifesto of the 343 in 1971, openly admitting to having had an illegal abortion. By adding her name to an open letter that said the Naker Me Too campaign had turned into a witch hunt in 2018, she ignited even more controversy. Although these positions brought her much criticism, they also solidified her reputation as a courageous woman who was not hesitant to question societal norms. Besides her success in Hollywood, Catherine is also well known in the business and fashion worlds. Not only did she appear in timeless films like Belle de Jour dressed in creations by Yves Saint Laurent, but the two also remained close friends for many years. Deneuve, her debut fragrance, was released in 1986 and went on to win the Fifi Award in 1987. Her versatility as an artist was further cemented by her designs for eyeglasses, shoes, jewelry, and greeting cards. Catherine, like many other prominent figures, has been the target of legal action. The San Francisco lesbian publication Deneuve was renamed Curve after she successfully sued them in 1995 for trademark infringement. In 2004, without giving any reason, Isabel Huppert took Catherine's place in I Heart Huckabees, which is an intriguing tidbit. All of these things show how complicated and mysterious her career is. Catherine's mysterious charm, modesty, and defiance of gossip have all worked to her advantage. She has always kept an appropriate level of privacy, drawing attention without spilling the beans. The life of Catherine Deneuve is about more than simply love and tragedy. It's also about a fearless woman who refuses to let anyone tell her how she should be valued. In lesser-known details, Catherine's health problems stemmed from her smoking habits. She began smoking when she was 16 years old and kept it up for decades, occasionally smoking 3 packs daily. Cigarettes, according to Catherine, have always been an integral part of her life, going so far as to call them a comrade in both their on-set and off-set lives. She tried hypnosis for the first time in 1985 and managed to quit smoking for more than 10 years. But by the mid-1990s, she had relapsed due to psychological shifts and work stresses. Catherine made the astute observation, reflective of her public persona, that she felt less French when she wasn't smoking. When Catherine had a little stroke in 2019 while filming Des Sans Vivant, it was a turning moment. She had to put her career on hold and focus on her health after that. Catherine chose to stop smoking for good after receiving encouragement from loved ones and medical professionals. French cinema will never be the same thanks to Catherine Deneuve, a stunning woman with luscious golden hair and beautiful, mesmerizing eyes. She personifies timeless beauty and grace, and she has been the inspiration for renowned designers like Yves Saint Laurent. What, though, is hidden beneath that picture-perfect facade? A daring romantic who isn't scared to defy convention. A powerful figure who was involved in contentious social movements. And there was the woman who spent her entire life balancing the limelight with the darkness that no one ever saw. Why is Catherine Deneuve considered a legend? In the face of such overwhelming fame, how did she manage to persevere despite her many setbacks? Her 80-year career is a reflection of the intricacy and perseverance of the human soul, more than just a celebrity's biography. Explore the mysterious life of Catherine Deneuve with me as we hear stories of deep emotion and an incredible existence told via the interplay of light and shadow. Catherine Fabienne Dorlic was born into a famous artistic family in Paris, France, on October 22, 1943. Actors Maurice Dorlic and Renée Simonot brought an early appreciation for the arts into their daughter. Her mom had a stellar acting career and was a voice actor for Hollywood flicks. Her dad was in the film and radio industries. The eldest sister, Françoise Dorlic, had a promising acting career. Catherine was the third of her four sisters. Nevertheless, Françoise's death in a 1967 vehicle accident left Catherine's heart scarred with sorrow. Catherine had ambitions of becoming an archaeologist or interior designer despite her upbringing in the limelight. When she dropped out of Catholic school at the age of 12 to pursue acting, her childhood dreams took a different turn. Not long after that, she broke into the film industry with her debut part in 1957's Les Collégiennes. Catherine was a young, innocent, and resolute girl when she first started working on set. The key to her eventual success, she revealed later on, was a combination of hard work, learning, and stepping into smaller positions. She came to see that film was more than simply a profession through these formative encounters. It was a way to share stories that touched people's hearts. Catherine had a leg up in her career thanks to her creative family background, but that was far from the only factor. She defied all odds and became an iconic figure in French cinema thanks to her tenacity and determination. Cast in a supporting role in 1957's Les Collégiennes, Catherine Deneuve made her acting debut when she was just 13 years old. Her innocence and spirit were still shining through as she eagerly sought out new experiences that would allow her to develop her full potential. Catherine, encouraged by her parents and particularly by her sister Françoise Dorlic, began to explore the world of cinema and eventually landed small parts in French films. Although her identity was still relatively unknown, these first steps thrust her into the limelight and into the professional world of labor. Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, often known as The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, was Jacques Demy's 1964 film that catapulted Catherine to stardom. All the dialogue in this extraordinary film was sung, making it more than just a musical. Curiously, Catherine first turned down the part because she was self-conscious about her singing voice. Jacques Demy, with his forward-thinking approach, managed to persuade her that what really mattered was not the quality of her voice but her ability to portray emotions on stage. Catherine played the role of a young woman caught between her romantic feelings and her sense of duty in the film Genevieve Emery. Genevieve and the young soldier's touching love tale resonated with viewers all over the globe. Particularly striking were the film's emotionally charged hues, which conveyed the characters' hopes, pain, and eventual acceptance of their situation. Catherine brought Genevieve to life with her stunning good looks and captivating gaze. Les Parapluies de Cherbourg was such a smashing success that Catherine's fame quickly spread beyond France. The film was nominated for an Academy Award and won the Palme d'Or at the 1964 Cannes Film Festival. Even more astonishing is the fact that foreign directors started praising her as the new face of European cinema within weeks of its debut. Catherine Deneuve's image took a significant leap forward with Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, which was more than simply a professional milestone. She went from being a little-noticed young actress to being a representation of French elegance, mystery, and depth, a symbol of beauty and refinement. This success cemented her place in cinematic history and set the stage for her legendary acting performances to come. After breaking through with Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, Catherine Deneuve quickly established herself with a string of legendary roles. Her extraordinary career spanned over 60 years, and each performance was a brick in that wall. Roman Polanski, François Truffaut, and Louise Buñuel were among the renowned directors she collaborated with, and the tales behind their scenes were just as captivating as her characters on screen. Roman Polanski's Repulsion starred Catherine as a young woman with schizophrenia. She had the formidable task of portraying the character's mental collapse with very little speech, which was no easy feat. She had previously said that she felt a stronger connection to the role due to the solitude she experienced while filming in London. Repulsion became a classic of psychological horror thanks to Catherine, who reached a new level of acting maturity with her menacing stare and subtle nuances. With Louise Buñuel's 1967 work Belle de Jour, she continued to stretch her boundaries 2 years later. Catherine nailed the inner turmoil of her character, a young housewife who leads a double life as a devoted wife by day and a prostitute by afternoon. The film's daring topics caused a stir, and her performance solidified her status as the embodiment of mysterious charm. Not only did the clothes created by Yves Saint Laurent for her character serve to highlight her dichotomy, but they also served to further establish Catherine as the designer's go-to inspiration. For Catherine, the 1980s were a time of great creative achievement. The 1980 César Award was hers for her performance as Marion Steiner in La Dernière Métro. In this World War II drama, Catherine plays the role of a strong-willed actress who fights to protect her husband in their theater from the Nazis. She was once again established as a linchpin of French cinema, and her performance demonstrated her immense emotional depth. The 1992 film Indochine, in which Catherine portrayed a Frenchwoman surviving the colonial Vietnamese Revolution, was another high point of her career. Her flexibility as an actress was on full display in the performance, which won her a coveted Academy Award nomination. In retrospect, Catherine said that the stunning Vietnamese landscapes were the driving force behind her decision to give the character nuance and realism. Catherine also took on risky roles, including the bisexual vampire in the 1983 horror classic The Hunger, which catapulted her to international fame among goths. She proved that her star power does not diminish with age by continuing to engage with notable directors like Lars von Trier in Dancer in the Dark, 2000, and Emmanuel Berco in Standing Tall, 2015. Catherine Deneuve has been an artist for 60 years, and in that time she has redefined her acting chops in over 100 films. In addition to her tremendous talent, she embodies the epitome of French grace and elegance. Between her daring roles and her work with Yves Saint Laurent, she has been prolific. Catherine has been a unifying force in the worlds of art and design, and her impact on film is immeasurable. Catherine Deneuve's life is an inspiration as it chronicles her rise to the top of her acting career and the many obstacles she overcame along the way. Her unparalleled legacy will live on in the annals of world film, proving once and for all that genius, bravery, and passion know no bounds. In addition to being a frigid symbol of French cinema, Catherine Deneuve has been at the center of several contentious and tragic personal narratives. The intricate web of love, grief, and risky decisions that her life forms is reminiscent of a well-written novel. Roger Vadim, a film director, was Catherine's first serious romantic partner. At the age of 17, she met Vadim, who was about 20 years her senior, and completely to further break social conventions, Catherine moved in with him after leaving her family home. Catherine strongly stated that marriage was not her thing, and Vadim offered marriage upon the birth of their son Christian. Irreconcilable disputes arose shortly after, and their relationship dissolved. Following her marriage to Vadim, Catherine tied the knot for the first time in 1965 with David Bailey, a British photojournalist. Even though there was no traditional romance at their wedding, Mick Jagger's role as best man brought them a lot of attention. Nevertheless, the marriage disintegrated after a year. In retrospect, Catherine seized the opportunity to improve her English as the relationship's greatest benefit. The romance between Catherine and Italian actor Marcello Mastroianni was well known and significant. They crossed paths while filming for a movie, and their passionate affair blossomed from their deep chemistry. In his pursuit of Catherine, Marcello even went so far as to divorce his wife. Catherine turned down Marcello's marriage proposal despite the fact that they were very close and had a daughter, Chiara. They were both profoundly affected by their relationship, which was like a romance movie with an unresolved plot point.